back in with you next week, but it sounds like you have lost $400, sir. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Jeff, it is time once again to call out those fucking birds.
You know what? It's been a minute since we were on. We like to stay vigilant on the birds, but I feel like we've been slacking a little bit.
We've been slacking a little bit, and the birds, believe me, Jeff, when I tell you, the birds have noticed, and they've been taking every inch.
You know what?
Inch.
That's what they say. You know, you give a bird an inch, it takes a wings. Where I don't know. The birds are bad.
Yeah, fuck a bird anyway.
Yeah,
they suck. Birds, of course, are pranksters, notorious pranksters.
That's right.
They're too smart. They look stupid on purpose.
That's right. That's how they get you. That's genius. Right. Their genius is the googly eyes and the cheeping and it just like standing there looking like idiots, but they're not idiots.
No. They flip their head around like, you know how kids and dogs will do that head tilt like they don't know what you're talking about? Bird will tilt 900 degrees. Yeah. So it looks extra stupid, but it's doing that on purpose.
Right before it steals your bologna sandwich.
That's right, or your wallet.
Yeah, even better.
I had to call my credit card company the other week because somebody kept trying to charge like amounts of gas at a gas station, like $20 of gas, $40 of gas. You know what I mean? Like apparently that's like a huge thing that fraudsters do. It was just 3 cockatiels.
I figured
in an extremely small trench coat. That's the thing, because even 3 cockatiels like stacked on top of one another, like. Even in a trench coat, that's not person sized. You should have known they were just carrying a scrap of paper that said car. It just said car, and they were just pouring the gas out onto the street and laughing.
That's what they do.
They weren't even stealing the gas.
You know the mistake we made as a society, Anthony, is we moved to tap to pay.
That's right.
Because birds love tapping.
That's just a peck.
To them, we're like playing right into their hand, or in this case, their claw.
You ever have a friend who had a parakeet as a kid, and they put like the little ball with the bell in the cage?
Oh yeah.
And then they put the mirror in the cage, and and the cockatiel and like the parakeet will ignore them both until one day the parakeet gets so mad at itself that it just starts hitting the mirror with its head like Kyle MacLachlan in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Just fuck you, other bird.
All they do is angrily tap. That's what I'm getting at. It's an anger tap. The ball just sits there, and every time you hear the bell, it's not the bird.
No.
We don't know what's causing the bell to ring in that ball. We think that it's just the bird doing something to activate the bell to annoy us.
Oh, yeah. I feel like all the pranking is payback for all that stuff. You know, it's just screw you guys.
100%. I just have to say, before we get into the story, and we will get into the story, we know people that own birds.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Very famously, probably the most known to the audience of this show would be the concerned citizens would be Justin and Robert Young.
Yes.
And his wife, Ashley, who very famously have a couple of birds. And every time I talk to them about what it's like to have a bird, I'm like, what's the good part?
Yeah.
Because they're like, the bird shits everywhere, and the bird doesn't want to do anything. The bird doesn't listen to me. I think the bird recognizes me. The bird bites me a lot. If I get on the computer, the bird gets really angry and starts stomping on my keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what does the bird do?
Yeah, what's the fun part? You play fetch with the bird? No. Is there like a loving kind of lap moment where you're petting? No, that doesn't happen either.
No. One time the bird hotwired the car. One time the bird turned the gas on the stove and left it running all night in an attempt to murder us.
Yeah. There's no upside to the bird.
There's no upside.
I think I've mentioned this before on the show, but the first girl I dated in Los Angeles, my longtime girlfriend, we dated 5 years, and her roommate had a bird, and that thing wanted us dead. And it knew the first half of any 3 songs. So it would do the first half of the Addams Family. It would Happy Birthday, to the point where all you wanted was it to just finish the
song.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, over and over, or and I'm just like, the Addams Family.
Just say it. There's a bird that I followed for a little bit on Instagram or TikTok that did sort of the same thing. It did like a little bit from Adventure Time. It would go, make a pancakes, make a pancakes, make a pancakes, make a pancakes. And it was very funny that the bird would do this, or if the woman did this, the bird would start doing it. And then I was like, oh no, this is the only thing the bird enjoys.
That's right. Yes.
This woman, I hope this woman's making tons of money on social media for the
pay
migraines.
for her therapy.
Yeah. There's just no stopping. It's horrible. It's horrifying, really.
No upside to bird ownership.
No upside to bird ownership. No upside to birds.
Right. Yes.
If I'm going to be honest.
Agreed.
If we're going to be honest, what's the best thing about birds? That movie Rio?
Yeah.
No one even saw that. I think that was Ben Stiller. I'm not sure.
That was the high point for birds right there.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. People would say Angry Birds was the high point for birds. Those weren't real birds. Those were video game birds. They weren't real like the birds in Rio.
It's a different category.
It's a different category. It's not like the real birds in Rio. Now, everybody shut up because I'm going to talk about the story. We have 2 stories sent in about bird pranks today.
Okay.
Kind of maybe a bonus third just because of the rule of 3s. But we had a few stories sent in to us. This first one was sent in by your co-conspirator, Jeff Cahoots Engelstein.
Love a cahoots.
Yeah, I know you do. So you both know how I feel about your arrangement.
You've made it very clear.
Okay, good. I need other people to get on this Discord and start sharing more stories. Okay,
just because
this is ridiculous.
The cahoots.
It's ridiculous because I can't prove. I can't prove beyond a shadow of a doubt the grift that's going on because Cahoots is sending in good stories.
Yes. Excellent stories.
You know?
Yeah.
But the problem is I don't have enough data to show from other people. You know what I mean?
I assure you it's all on the up and up.
Yeah, how many board games did he send you this year?
I mean, a few. I'm able to remain uncompromised.
Get on the Discord, everybody. Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, please. First up, Jeff, I want to talk to you about some Australian cockatoos because I know how your brain works, and I know that cockatoo is a funny word to you, and so I thought I could keep your attention.
Yeah.
So
as somebody that only has a cock of one.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this. Only has a cock of one. Is this something you've thought about before?
Well, only when you said cockatoo, I considered the possibility.
Now, you consider this, is the idea that you would want an extra one?
It does seem like a burden. You're right. You know what? You're right.
I don't know what you would get out of it. That's the thing, is I just want to know.
Just I want to know spare? I don't know.
A spare, okay. Just in case you lost one?
In case of emergency, glass, that kind of thing.
Sure. These cockatoos in Australia, they're in Sydney's western suburbs. Okay. And there's something strange happening there, Jeff. They've learned to do something, which is unfortunate. We always hate when birds love to do something.
Yeah. Oof. Don't let them do anything.
Never. Never in their life. But these birds, Jeff, have somehow learned to use the park's drinking fountains.
They're sipping out of the drinking fountain. Oh, look, they're pressing the button and everything.
Now, these are not simple drinking fountains, I'll have you know. This is not like a light touch. A child can just hit a large button.
Yeah. There's no sensor. There's no sensor that turns on by your mere presence standing near it.
No,
there's not one of those bars, those horizontal bars that you can just lean against.
Nor is there the squishy rubber pad. This is not a very modern drinking fountain. It's one of the ones that requires almost a hose-like spigot turn.
Yeah.
And these cockatoos have figured out how to turn on these drinking fountains. They've noticed this only in these particular suburbs in Sydney. And what it is the cockatoos will put both of their feet onto the wheel, onto the spigot. Push down with their weight on one side or another and turn on the drinking fountain. And they were like, wait a minute. The first time one of these people saw it, they were like, no, fuck you. No, what? No, stop it. And so they were like, okay, well, this is very strange. And the only reason it was noticed is it was Barbara Klump, who is a behavioral ecologist. She's at the University of Vienna now.
Barbara Klump?
Barbara Clump. It was Eddie Murphy.
I was just going to say.
It was Eddie Murphy in a mask. Yeah. Barbara Clump. It looks like Eddie Murphy in glasses and a wig, but I assure you, it is
Barbara
not.
Clump. She stood there in front of those cockatoos and she's like, Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah, because it's tough for them to do this.
Yeah.
It's not easy. She saw this in 2018. She thought that somebody had forgotten to turn off the water when she saw the cockatoos drinking from the water fountains.
How could just a mistake that these cockatoos are taken advantage of?
Yeah.
Not any kind of diabolical plot by the birds.
No, absolutely not. And then she was like, now, wait a minute. That's kind of weird. She's like, I'm gonna look at some video footage here. Because as a behavioral ecologist, she has access to the secret video that we take at every park. She flashes her behavioral ecologist badge.
Yeah.
And people are like, what are you talking about? We don't have any cameras in this park. And then she flashes her badge. And
right this way.
The kindly old person at the information booth at the park goes, oh, all right. And they go down into the secret control room underneath every park. Now, most parks can't even keep the netting on the basketball courts. And when you wonder where all the money's going, it's to the secret surveillance.
It's the 14 flat screen TVs that they have in that one room.
It's like a game of I'm on observation duty down there. Yeah. So basically, she was there doing another research project, and so she had video going anyway.
Sure. I'm just researching the drinking fountains.
Yeah. Cool. We're certainly not secretly surveying everybody in the park.
On my peer-reviewed study entitled Slurping versus Sucking, the tongue out or lips pursed, the best way to get water out of a drinking fountain study.
Now, the concerned citizens and myself will be surprised that you didn't try to find the way to put the word cockatoo in there.
That's true. A real missed opportunity.
It was a real missed opportunity there. And I'm only pointing it out so you feel bad about it, because you should feel bad about your last joke.
I can understand how she would be disappointed that somebody got cockatoo in her slurping versus sucking study, because those two things.
You can't do it right after I say it.
I know. I'm just saying I don't.
You can't do it right after I say it. That doesn't count. It's literally what are you doing? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, I felt so bad that I let the opportunity go by. I thought we could circle back. You know?
That's like when a teenager gets caught like shoplifting, and it's like, and they go, "Oh, thanks, I totally forgot to put that back."
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
No, dude, we know what you were doing. Listen, she had video of these birds, and she saw the bird operating the handle with its foot.
This is a single bird doing all of the above?
She saw a single bird.
Okay. This isn't like a team effort.
No,
right.
This was one bird.
All right.
This is one bird. And she went, of course, a million questions went through my mind. Like, how the hell did it figure that out? Yeah. And I'm like,
the bird's been watching our children.
I'm like, lady, when you're a behavioral ecologist and you say a million questions run through my mind, I immediately lean forward with a pencil and paper and I go, oh, what kind of questions does this expert in the field, what pops into her mind about this?
Sure.
And I love it whenever a scientist goes, how the fuck did that happen? Obviously, the number one question was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there with my notepad. I'm like, well, I guess I'll write down what the fuck. But what the fuck was the one that I already had. Like,
that was the only one I got to, but I guess that's where we start.
You don't want to share any of the other ones? I don't, because I'm a stupid person and I would love to know what a smart person thought about this. So now she monitored the cockatoos with wildlife cameras, and they figured out that the birds are doing this regularly over 44 days.
And they're drinking out of it, or are they bathing themselves? What are they doing with the water?
They drink out of it. They use it as a drinking fountain for drinking entirely. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them maybe splashed a little bit of water on themselves or something. I do the same thing at the park sometimes.
Yeah,
cool off.
It's frolicking fun, of course. It starts with drinking, but then your buddy walks up and you're like, splishy splash.
Splishy splash, sure.
Yeah.
They didn't catch any of that, but they did say that over 44 days and the 14 hours the cockatoos were around the fountain, the birds made 525 concerted drinking attempts. 525 obvious attempts to work the water fountain, of which only 41% were successful.
All right. Well, room for improvement.
I'm not saying that to denigrate the intelligence of the birds, because once again, I think maybe the birds knew the camera were there and they were playing dumb.
Sure. That's how they do.
But the first thing that you think is, okay, well, the water fountain, turning it on takes skill. It's built for a human hand. It's not something they automatically know how to do. So it makes sense that, like, not every time they tried worked out. But what's crazy is, like, it takes them getting into an awkward position. It takes them putting on sort of like an awkward amount of weight onto this spring-loaded handle, right? Like, there's all this stuff. And it's like, okay, but it only works 41% of the time. And you're in a park full of streams and creeks.
Yeah, it feels like there's got what's the ROI for them?
What's the draw?
What's the draw? Exactly.
What's the draw? What do you get out of this bird? Because there's water that's readily available that's probably better for you. And so they're like, it's hard to do. There's water nearby. But at the fountains, some of these cockatoos will wait in line for like 10 minutes.
I've been there, man. 1, 2, 3, done. What are you, a camel?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Come on. There's a big line here waiting for the drinking fountain.
Can I tell you what? I absolutely hated that shit
in
school.
I hated it so much.
What are you okay? Well, because it wasn't the kids going hurry up that bothered me. I understood the kids going hurry up.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody wants to drink from the fountain. It was when the teacher would do it. It was when the teacher would be like, or the coach would be like, hey, let's do a 3 count or a 5 count and get off there. No, motherfucker. I'm a tiny, nerdy kid. I'm an indoor kid.
Yeah.
You just made me run a mile in the Florida heat. I'm going to drink until I'm not thirsty anymore. What is the matter with you? Put in more fountains.
I played a little bit of football in high school, and
here we go.
Vividly.
Here we go.
I was a pretty good second-string player. I mean, for the second string, for the guys that never got into the actual game, I was pretty good. Anyway.
It was only because most of the guys in my high school went on to be in the NFL, so like...
Actually, 2 guys I played with did play in the NFL.
All right. Did they play your position?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
so that they had no effect on whether you played or not then. I know enough about sports to ridicule you for this.
Yeah, well, they did knock me down quite often. Anyway, I do recall several practices where they would have one of those, remember those like orange round jug things that had the spigot at the bottom?
Sure, the ones that are for throwing on their heads after they win.
Yes. They were one of those placed on a fence, and we were allowed to walk up to it and press the spigot and tilt our heads back. And the coach would literally be like, 1, 2, you're done. 1, 2, you're done. And I'd be like, it's 1,000 degrees outside. And
I'm not.
Yes.
There's no, the idea that this is like that, the idea that like
child abuse, dude.
It is. The idea that children are like, drinking less water will make them tougher. No, that's not how biology works. Drinking less water does not make you less dependent on water.
That's right.
Trust me.
That's right.
Trust me. There's no building up a resistance or an immunity to water.
This isn't diocane powder, man.
Yeah,
you know
dude. There's no... Listen, if a kid needs to drink for 10, 15 seconds, here's what I say, coach. Here's what I say. While you're watching these children run around in circles on concrete for an hour, and that's your job. That's what you do for a living, and that's what you have to... You come to terms with that however you want. Listen, I know that we try our best here on this show to not denigrate any job or position, because everything that everybody does is a profession that needs to be done. We've talked about this.
Yes.
The only one that I disagree with is gym coach. Absolutely go fuck yourself. If you're watching and you are a public school gym coach, you answer for your crimes. Because here's what's up. You're watching these kids run around in circles for an hour. Yeah. You're just watching them. That's all you're doing.
That's right.
You know what a gracious host would do? Maybe pre-fill some cups with water.
Or hey, I don't know, take some of that cone money, because we had cones for days. We had more cones than we know to.
What are we doing? Cones. It's a circle. We already know where we're running. It's a circle.
Right. Take the cone money and invest in a second jug with a spigot. Like 2. Let's do 2 maybe. Or listen, I don't know, 3.
Here's what's up. My school, we didn't have jug. I mean, I'm sure the Sportsingtons had jug. The only sport I did was weightlifting, and we had fountains in the gym. Mm-hmm. So like
covered in birds, though.
Covered in birds, like ripped birds. Because here's the thing: ephedra wasn't illegal yet.
Yeah.
And so these birds were doing
juicing.
They were doing the rip fuel like crazy.
Yeah.
These birds, they were shaking. They were so caffeinated.
Always angry. That's where they got Angry Birds from.
That's right. And just thirsty. Thirsty, these birds.
Sure.
And the problem is the birds can only get the water out of the fountain 41% of the time. So they were angry and dehydrated and shaking and just cheap. And I'm like, guys, I'm trying to clean and jerk my body weight here.
I'm not making a cockatoo clean and jerk joke, Anthony, for you.
Saying that you're not making the joke is making the joke, and we all know that. Listen, I want to know why these birds are doing this. They will queue for a considerable amount of time. That is a direct quote from these researchers. They'll wait for 10 minutes for the water fountain. And there are creeks, there are rivers, there are puddles, there are plenty of sources of water. There are children, idiot children with water bottles. They could steal those water bottles. We know how birds do. I once at the park turned around, saw a bird drinking out of my dog's bowl. And my dog was just sitting there looking, being like, am I supposed to let this happen? Am I waiting my turn now?
Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of on your dog at a certain point, though.
Well, listen,
the dog is supposed to be higher on the food chain.
I don't get into all this alpha stuff with my son, okay? But because, it's been disproven. But I did say, listen, I'm not talking about any sort of alpha thing or stand up for yourself thing. I'm saying you just need to draw your boundaries. You need to say, that's my water.
Right. That's right.
And it's good to share if you want to share.
Right.
And if you want to share, you can say hey, 1, 2, you're done. Then you can go again after I'm done. So listen, why are these birds doing this?
Are they having fun?
That's a great question. So there are a couple theories, right? The first, because I thought the same thing, right? Like maybe it's just a game. Maybe they like doing it.
Right.
It's like when those...
It's reward for figuring it out. Like just the pure joy of doing something to reward.
The crows who solve the puzzle to get the treat when the treat is when they can also have a treat that's 30 feet away.
Right.
Just to be like, I want a treat and I also want to know that I can solve this.
Yeah.
Maybe. A few of the possibilities that they found is, number one, they might have a taste for the pure water coming from the fountain. It might be that the filtered water from the city tastes better to them than the creek
fluoride
water.
For their beaks.
I don't know does Australia do fluoride in their water?
I don't know.
They have spiders in their shoes. Do they give a shit?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, do you even care? Like, the average lifespan of an Australian is like 33 years old, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. But they're godlike at 20.
Dude, they die so hot.
Yeah.
They die so hot. And I was, hey, Australians, if any of you are listening, and we know a few of you are because I see the numbers, hey, live beautiful. Live beautiful and hot.
It's an entire continent comprised entirely of Hemsworths.
Yeah, as somebody who is never super hot and has already aged out of youthful being attractive, you're not missing anything. Congratulations. Get eaten by a bear or a wallaby or whatever it is. So they think it might be the filtered water. They also think they might prefer the height of the fountain. Because they're off the ground, they're less...
A little safer?
Less vulnerable. That's, they like being in trees. They like perching. They like...
Yeah,
they might feel better because it leaves them...
It's like a big bird feeder.
It's like a big bird feeder. It leaves them less able to... when they're on the ground, it doesn't just make them more visible. It also makes predators less visible to them, right? And there are natural predators there. There are eagles, there are falcons, there are, I don't know, there are probably fucking dragons in Australia.
Yeah, it's Australia. I'm sure there's like a kangaroo who's going to punch him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, there's probably a kangaroo with a glider.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right.
Listen, the birds, the reason why it took so long for people to realize that these birds were doing something smart is because kangaroos are wearing boxing gloves and they got 8-packs and they're just socking people.
Just punching them in the face.
Just rocking their shit. Now, the third one is really interesting, and it goes kind of parallel to what you were saying, Jeff. They think these birds might be gathering socially at the water cooler. They think it might just be a form of social cohesion where they all meet in the break room.
Yeah. They're not. It's not even that they're only doing it 41% of the time. It's that they weren't even thirsty for 59% of the time.
No, it's just time theft. It's just time theft.
It's just hanging out. Yeah,
they just don't want to answer their little bird emails anymore.
That's right. They're just talking about the latest episode of Bluey.
That's right.
You know?
Their bird manager is like, hey, listen, I saw you going to the water fountain like quite a lot lately. Like, we're gonna need you to sit. We need those bird numbers by Bird Friday.
That's
and
right.
Then the bird said, is Bird Friday just regular Friday? And our bird numbers just regular numbers. Is this a Smurf situation? Are we doing too much? Is what the bird said.
They felt all this social pressure to stop the bird smoke breaks. You know,
That's right.
So they had to get it somehow. You know,
Let me tell you, Jeff. This is an aside. This is one of those weeks. Okay, all I've got is look. Well, listen. Here's what I've got: birds drinking at fountains. You knew this was going to be one of these weeks where I've gotten aside. Have I ever spoken to you about the Japanese photographer that just took photos of cats smoking?
Wait. Now, okay, hang on.
Yeah, hang on.
Because that's a sentence that doesn't hold together on its own, you know? Just takes pictures of cats smoking. It indicates to me that he just comes upon the phenomenon of cat smoking and wants to record it for all times. I feel like he has to stage this.
Now, you are correct.
Okay.
You are correct.
Thankfully.
This is staged.
What?
Jeff,
what possible reason would there be to force a cat to take up smoking in order just for you to get a snapshot of it?
You're going to see.
Oh my God. This is like your dead rat dioramas that you showed me.
It is. This is Satoru Suda, who in the 80s started taking pictures of cats in human outfits and staring at them. And I want to look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not at the Patreon tier where you get video, I don't know how to really sum this up.
I know how to sum it up. Here's 3 cats standing up vertically, wearing leather jackets, loose pants, and leather belts. 2 of them in John Lennon sunglasses in front of their motorcycles.
I mean, that does sum it up, but I don't think that is sufficient to it. Whoa, there's a cat at work in a full tie.
No,
looking
this is
through the portfolio.
Yeah, this is a cat in a tie at a desk going through some sort of a book. Satoru Suda started taking these pictures of his cat for his girlfriend. And the 80s in Japan, all of a sudden it became like a huge trend. It became like the biggest thing in Japan for a while.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that we're going to lose in the era of AI. You know what I mean? This is the kind of thing where you're going to look at this and you're just going to assume it's AI instead of realizing this guy painstakingly did this.
That's the trick, right? This is a thing that is going to be completely lost.
Yeah.
And it is a beautiful art form. It is and the reason I know about this is one of these posters, one of these photos made it to poster stores like in head shops in America, like to your head shops, your weed stores, your Spencer's Gifts back in the day. Like one of these posters made it to America, and my friend had it up in his apartment in college. And we were always like, what is this?
Where'd you get that?
Where did you get this? He's like, I don't know. I just saw it and I had it. And years later, thanks to the power of the internet, I was able to find out about Satoru Suda.
Oh, there's the smoking cat. He's at the toilet.
Yeah, they're in the boys' room at school.
Yeah.
They're smoking in the boys' room.
They're getting away with it.
Yeah, they are.
Cats.
They've got the window open. They're in their like 80s style school uniforms for.
How does he get the
Japanese
cats to stand on end like that?
No, the cat bodies are fake. And he sticks the cat heads through little holes.
Oh, so the entire back wall they're standing behind the set.
It's an optical illusion, Jeff. It's magic.
That's pretty great. And there's a little mirror that sells it. There's a little mirror in the room that sells it, so you really feel like they're standing away from the wall.
He was very good at this.
Yeah, this
was a very popular art form. There was an art book that was made of it. I actually got it from my friend. I found one used Japanese copy of it. And I had it shipped from Japan to my friend who had it in college. And I was like, I found the guy. I fucking found this motherfucker. Anyway, why are birds at water fountains?
Well, you're saying they might be having fun. So I don't buy they like the pure water. That just seems crazy, because how does that information get out? You know, they have to go through so much effort to experience it for the first time. in order to then realize, oh, I actually like it. Just feels like there's too many steps to getting to it becoming popular among the bird community.
Well, Jeffrey, Alice Auersperg, who's a cognitive biologist in Vienna at the University of Veterinary Medicine, the same place that Dr. Klump is studying.
Yeah, this character though is Mike Myers' character.
That's right, doing his hilarious German accent. Because yes, that's what I'm saying, Austrian listeners, we can't tell the difference.
That's true.
So Alice Auersperg says the same thing you said. She wasn't involved in the research, but she did say, like, hey, they probably are having fun. Yeah. Like if there's no super urgent need for water, you're not dying of thirst, why not do something you enjoy? If there's a social gathering aspect and people are waiting 10 minutes, this is almost like, let's see who can pull the sword from the stone.
That's right. Yes, it's the
which one of us
of water.
Yeah, who can lift the heavy thing? Which one of us can turn on the fountain and which one can't? It's a game, right?
And also, I feel like 500 attempts a day. That's not how. I feel like that's
it was
more
500
than just
over a period of a week. There was only 14 hours of video footage.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. No. They're not gym coaching each other. They take time. So yeah, they think that it might be just kind of fun. And like, what's interesting is residents in Brisbane have also spotted cockatoos drinking from water fountains, and the birds don't migrate. Those are non-migratory birds.
Not the same birds.
So two populations couldn't have learned the behavior from each other.
Yeah, but there's an underground network of cockatoo communication.
Here's what I'm saying. You just think they don't migrate. What have we been talking about this whole time?
Yeah, they're pretending to be dumb.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not from. Oi, mate, I'm not from Sydney. I'm from Brisbane. Nar is what they say, and it's like, damn, that is a perfect Brisbane accent.
And it's spot on. I can't fault it there. So what else is going on?
So they do think that two populations independently invented the behavior from seeing people do it or whatever, and just started doing it on their own. It's kind of strange because, and this is not the first time that these birds have figured out stuff like this in Sydney. There are also birds in Sydney that have learned to open up dumpsters and garbage and go through and go dumpster diving for food. So they're learning a lot of stuff. These are smart birds.
Smart birds.
You cannot trust them. You cannot trust them.
So is this causing a nuisance? Are there little kids like going, I'm thirsty, I would love to get a drink, but there's a bunch of birds waiting in line ahead of me. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. If I was there, I think there are two different kinds of kids, right? There are kinds of kids who go to get water, see that there are birds using the fountain, and are utterly mystified by it. Yeah. And are like, oh my God, look, Mom, look at the birds, look at the birds. And then there's the kid that sees a bird drinking from a fountain and is like, I'm going to yell at that bird. And just runs right up.
Yeah, that's the American kid that's there visiting.
I'm going to yell at that bird.
I feel like there's going to be a number of kids going, Mom, I'm thirsty. Well, go to the drinking fountain. I can't. The birds are using it. And the mom's going to be like, I'm so sick of your lies.
Now, I do want to bring this up before we move on to a secondary bird story, Jeff. A lot of these researchers got their corroborating information from a citizen science platform called Big City Birds.
Big City Birds? This feels like our people.
Big City Birds.
Keeping an eye out, monitoring the latest on what the birds are up to and all the shenanigans that they've gotten into.
The University of Sydney has put out an ornithology citizen science app called Big City Birds.
Big City Birds.
And you can take pictures of the birds that you see and the behavior that and there are people from the University of Sydney, there are ornithologists that look, and so you can be like, interesting behavior from this bird, or like, can somebody identify this bird? And there are people on call, on the app, 24/7 to answer your bird questions, Sydney.
My question being, is this a big city bird, or is this some sort of country bumpkin bird? And
this bird fell off the turnip truck. This bird is ripe for conning. You can run a grift on this bird.
This is a simpleton bird. This ain't no big city bird.
This bird don't know nothing about no pranks. This bird about to get pranked. Yeah, so that's how they found out that it's only in the western suburbs of Sydney. The trash bin opening habit, which has been in 44 different suburbs. And that's the big thing. Like, if you're on the Nextdoor app and, people on the Nextdoor app are like, I saw a strange teen walking and I didn't like it. That's all the Nextdoor app is like, there's a strange teen walking, or I saw a black guy earlier.
Yeah. What was that sound? Just what was that sound? And,
That's all it is. It's all people that are just like, I'm scared of society. This is sort of that, but for birds. I saw a bird, and it's about time, in all honesty, because while the Nextdoor app is just honestly a bunch of fear mongering,
right?
Big City Birds is a real app that keeps real people's wallets from being stolen by birds.
It's doing the heroic work that we don't have time for all the time here on We Have Concerns.
That's right.
It's doing the work. It's reaching the areas and empowering the people to finally stand up and say, damn it, bird, give me back my bologna sandwich.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly, hey, I saw 3 birds in a trench coat earlier. That's one of the default buttons.
That's an entire thread. That's just
it's like it's like if you open up that Citizen app that's for getting innocent people beaten up, the one that Amazon owns. You can open up the Citizen app and you can be like, I saw 3 birds in a trench coat. It's like, what was the nature of the disturbance? You tap the button for 3 birds in a trench coat.
Yeah.
And then you tap where?
Yeah. And then say what kind of grift were they running?
And then a bunch of bird cops, a bunch of bird class traders come to the park and take their little bird nightsticks.
Yeah. And start beating up other birds.
Just start beating up other birds.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't, and then, the bird who's getting beaten up is like, isn't this just a regular nightstick, but smaller? You don't have to say bird. It actually makes that makes the hate crime sound cute.
Yeah. You can report, 3 birds in a trench coat, and then it says, what kind of grift? And it's like, oh, they ran the Spanish prisoner on me. Like, oh, how much of your life savings did you sign over to them? It's it's guided you right through the process. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's almost too easy. You know what I mean? And I don't like that the birds,
think it's an inside job.
And I don't like that the birds have access to our Ring camera data and they just hand it over whenever they're subpoenaed. It's true. This is why I don't trust birds.
Yeah.
Or the police or Amazon.
That's what we say. Resist the birds.
Resist birds. There's a t-shirt. We haven't done a t-shirt in like 3 years. Resist birds. Yeah. I think that's our t-shirt right there.
It's called JP.
Let us know if you want to resist birds t-shirt. Our secondary story, Jeff. I want to say though, I love that the birds learned how to do this. I love that they adapt in this way.
It's pretty rad.
And I love that they're having fun. They did say one thing that I thought was really cute is the birds have a harder time doing it if other birds are watching and waiting because they get nervous.
I mean, same.
And they're just like, because only 41% of the birds can do it anyway. And they're just and they're just like, this is hard.
59%, dude.
No, I just want to have fun. But I know other people are waiting. And it's like when you're a kid and you're waiting for like 15 minutes to get on the diving board at the pool.
Yeah. And then you got to come up with a cool dive because everybody's
you
watching.
want to do a flip, but then you freak out because everybody's watching and you waited 15 minutes and it's higher than it looks from the ground.
You just jump into a pencil. Everybody just does a pencil.
Everybody just does a pencil. You wait 15 minutes to do a pencil. So much for your best summer ever.
Put that in your journal, kid.
So much for your best. You really built that up in your mind, kid.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
so if these birds are just having fun at the drinking fountain, wait till they get a load of the slide.
Once they figure that out, it's gonna be. They did say that you can see though because these water fountains is built for people, Jeff. Their little beak marks are getting into all the rubberized parts and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
And they're scratching up the metal and things like that because their beaks is tough.
Sure.
I want to move even farther to the extreme ends of the Earth, Jeff. I want to move to Antarctica.
Oh, the birds of Antarctica?
The birds of Antarctica. Which birds would that be, Jeff?
Penguins?
Penguins, baby. It's got to be penguins.
All right.
Now, this is a very interesting story to me because it has something to do with climate change and penguins.
Okay.
Can you guess what the penguins are doing?
Are they causing methane gas to enter the atmosphere? Are they farting it up like cows?
Jeff, this is so good because this is a great line of thought that you're on. Actually, Jeff, when you think about cows and you think about how the cow feces is creating this methane, right? And the methane is a problem, right?
Yeah.
I personally think that the methane from cows is over-publicized a little bit by corporations that are trying to distract us from the fact that they do more in a day than cows could do in a year, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But the methane does add to greenhouse gases. What if I told you penguin poop is actually the opposite?
Fight feces with feces?
This one was sent in by Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. And this is penguin poop is actually helping to cool the climate.
Do they have cold poop? What's going on here?
They've got
pooping out little ice cubes.
They poop out beautiful clouds. It's like cotton candy. So basically, scientists from the University of Helsinki were at a colony of 60,000 Adelie penguins. And as the wind shifted in the direction of the researchers, a fog formed over a course of a few hours. Okay. And they were like, huh. And using highly sensitive equipment, they measured increased levels of ammonia gas.
Hey, Carl, my highly sensitive equipment is noticing your ammonia gas.
Hey, shut up!
It's the penguins.
No,
it's the penguin cloud.
Meanwhile, there's like a penguin over there, like just like trying to give a lady a pebble, and it's just like, thank God she didn't know it was me. Thank God that scientist was there. Because this is a huge moment for me. They found out that it was high levels of ammonia gas, which is leading to cloud formation. So the cloud formation, this is, Jeff, we've been talking about, people have been trying to do cloud seeding for years.
Yeah, the penguins are way ahead on this one.
The idea that if you can replace the cloud cover or increase the cloud cover, you can reflect some of that sunlight back off of the world, right? It's kind of interesting because it can also, we often talked about, they can also trap heat clouds under certain conditions. Obviously, anything that's under the cloud gets stuck. Anything that's over the cloud gets reflected, right? But it's kind of interesting because nobody would have thought that like colony of penguins would be doing any amount to like offset what's happening in Antarctica right now. So basically, like these penguins they're eating krill and fish in the ocean, and then they return to their nesting colonies, and it's a bird colony, so it's just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Birds are not discrete animals.
Sure.
When it comes to shitting everywhere. One of the researchers says, smells like rotten fish mixed with bird poop. And it's like, no shit, buddy.
Yeah, that's the two things.
This is another one of those things where I was leaning forward with my notepad, and I was like, what are these scientific observations that you have, pal?
Yeah.
And it's like, doesn't smell great. Thank you. They analyzed the atmosphere and found that the ammonia gas around the penguin colony was 1,000 times higher than the normal background levels in Antarctica. Right? Okay. So in the air, the ammonia combines with other molecules. They stick, clusters end up growing, and it's like boosting the process of creating clouds. They are naturally cloud seeding with their shit.
Wow. So how do we get these penguin to poop more?
That's the trick. So what they've been doing is they've been feeding laxative to krill and then hoping that it kind of goes up the chain. No. The thing, they don't know what to do about it. And the issue is, as much as we're just discovering this isn't like discovering it. We're discovering something that's offsetting global climate change, because this was
like
always
a drop
around.
in the ocean. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and plus this was something that was always around that we weren't factoring in.
Right.
So this is like, yeah, that's cool that they're making ammonia and it makes clouds, but also that's not stopping the ice caps. That was already there in place for the delicate balance.
More of a, if this wasn't happening, it'd be even worse situation.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing we can do is we can just get those penguins fucking. Eating and fucking.
Oh, yeah, we need more of those penguins. Just get more penguins. More penguins equals more poop. Yeah.
And there are no cases in history where causing an over or under population of a specific species has caused an issue.
Never.
So I think this will do well.
These guys wear little tuxedos, so they can't be bad.
They're very fancy. Yeah. They're very fancy. So, but the other thing that they're talking about is, now that we know that this is happening, this is actually a tricky thing because, obviously penguin species, more and more penguin species and penguin colonies are getting smaller and dying off because of the climate change. And so this is one more thing that we'll lose that causes the balance, actually. Which is kind of a bummer.
That's a nice. So we literally just discovered another bad feature of the class. Hey, this could be the solve. No, it's not the solve.
It was already there, bud.
Literally something else that's going away.
So you mean these penguins that are dying off? Yes.
Yeah, they were buttressing it slightly, but we're fucking them up too. So.
Oh, good. You ever see a penguin in real life?
I have never seen it. Well, I guess at a zoo I have, yeah.
Yeah. I
have
fucking love them,
a
dude.
zoo penguin. It just feels like we owe an apology to Oswald Cobblepot. You know what I mean?
Why?
Well, you know, they were doing something positive for the world. Maybe the Batman should he should drop a little bit of an apology, you know, and say, I see that you were doing something good. You know? I see that your baby steps, or
and
like
he didn't have a great childhood.
Steps.
He didn't have a great childhood, and you know,
we saw that.
If there's one person who should be more forgiving of people with bad childhoods, it should be the Batman.
Sure, yeah.
Like the Batman should be like, no, I get it, man. It's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
I mean, has the Batman ever tried that? Has the Batman ever tried just being like, hey, man, I get it. It's rough.
Yeah. Instead of I am vengeance, like I am a really patient ear. I'm a good listener.
I am the patient ear of justice. Yeah.
Yeah. I am your sounding board.
You want one more quick one?
Yeah. Let's
three
do
birds.
It. What's another bird?
We called a three bird Monday.
The old,
which was my favorite
Monday.
60s band. So, hummingbirds. Do you like a hummingbird? I love a hummingbird.
I think a hummingbird's an amazing thing. Yeah. For sure.
We got a lot of hummingbirds in LA. You know, I grew up on the East Coast, and there aren't hummingbirds really.
Yeah. Every grandma I had, and every grandma my kid has right now.
All of your 17 grandmas. And
all
don't ask how that works.
It's weird. They all had the hummingbird feeder, and I love a hummingbird. You know what I love more?
Did they actually get hummingbirds at their feeders though?
All the time.
Because I know some people they have the hummingbird feeder out for years. Nary a hummingbird.
Oh, I used to see them all the time as a kid. I remember. But you know what I even love more than that is I love a slow motion video of a hummingbird.
Dude. Can tell you what, if there's one thing, the proliferation of high frame rate cameras being in everybody's pockets has done.
So
I've seen more dope videos of animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slow-mo videos of like, what does that animal look like in slow-mo?
Yeah.
It used to be if you wanted to see a slow-mo video of an animal, you had to be in school, science class, one day a year when somebody would roll in the media cart and you would get to watch one high, big budget David Attenborough documentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where he got like the lizard running on the water, standing on its hind legs and running on the water.
Flapping feet on the water.
Yeah. And its upper body looks like this is the first time he's ever run. He doesn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's waving his hands in the air like he just don't care.
Yeah. He has no idea. He's every part of that lizard's posture was saying, I have no idea how I'm doing this.
I'm expecting to fall through the water at any moment. Your guess is as good as mine.
I think this might be Warner Brothers Hitchhiker's Guide rules, and I'm not going to look down.
That's right.
Because I could ruin this whole thing. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to let it happen. Hummingbirds are dope as shit. They are all over the place here on the Pacific Coast. We used to have some in my old neighborhood here in LA, and it was just, it's one of those things where when you see them, you're just like, I don't understand. Nature is amazing.
So cool.
I feel the same way about penguins. But now,
cockatoos can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Get wrecked and give me back my credit card. We now found out that those hummingbird feeders, all the grandmas that put out the hummingbird feeders, Jeff, those feeders are a powerful evolutionary force that has reshaped the birds themselves.
What?
In a study published in Global Change Biology, they found that the explosion in commercial hummingbird feeders in the mid-20th century, number one, drove the species to multiply across a wider range of habitats.
Cool.
The hummingbirds were able to spread farther than they would have ever been able to spread on their own because they can hover, but they don't, and they're fast, but they're sprinters. They're not distance flyers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
They're also witnessing how it's changing the organisms we see on a day-to-day basis because they are evolving longer, more curved beaks than they had previously to dip into those feeders. So the hummingbirds that can really get into those feeders are getting more
living longer. Yeah.
More and better quality food than the birds that are getting out of flowers.
Able to have more offspring, so then the mutation gets passed down, so rinse, repeat.
That's right. So it's really interesting how they had to figure this out because nobody's keeping track of hummingbird feeder sales except for the hummingbird feeder companies, and they're going to cook those books.
Big feeder is not trustworthy.
No,
you know
there's
what I'm saying?
No transparency There's no transparency
Right.
except for the part that holds the sugar water so you can see how high or low
there's
the
a little
sugar water is.
transparency there, so you know when to refill it.
But
beyond that,
no.
Release the numbers, big feeder. Release the number. That's it's been our goal since the outset of this, is just to give us the numbers.
We know that it's a big money laundering scam. We know that. Yeah. But for who? That's the question.
Follow the money.
Follow the money, and we're trying. We're trying. But since we can't follow the money, Faye Ramiro, who is one of the co-authors of this paper, went into local newspaper archives because at the turn of the century, the turn of the 20th, early enthusiasts were testing methods for feeding hummingbirds, like dipping a broom in sugar water and holding it up to a nest, like all this stuff.
A broom? Wow.
Yeah, people were like, how do we feed these hummingbirds? Because we love them. How do we do this? This is what was going on in the news. You know what I mean?
Man, what a time to be alive, It
became like a huge deal, like hummingbird feeding, and this is why every grandmother has it, I think. It became like a trendy thing. In 1947,
nothing else happening during that time.
No.
News-wise.
Listen. We were taking a breath. In 1947, we were actually taking a bit of a breath, Jeff. We just had one, okay?
Yeah,
we were on one for a little while.
Give me a story about broom sugar and birds.
Yeah, like I can't read about it anymore. It's like how lo-fi hip-hop took off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels the same way. But in 1947, the sale of the first patented hummingbird feeder happened. And so newspaper advertisements started like being all about hummingbird feeders.
That's amazing.
Because people were way into this shit.
I love how the dude is like, I put a bowl with some sugar in it, sugar water. Nah, I got an idea. What if we cover the bowl, but put a little hole in the side? Patent that shit,
but
Gary.
Jeff, that's the thing. There were a lot of different patents because, Jeff, what's the problem with putting out the sugar water? Animals that you don't want getting into it. You attract ants.
Yeah.
You attract ants. You wind up. Do they stand up to the elements? Will they get destroyed? There's a lot of different things.
I have seen a squirrel like going full upsy downsies,
like a kid at football practice. And the hummingbirds like 1, 2, you're done. 1, 2, you're done.
That's right.
One of these ads from 1957 is like for a big glass globe that says, "Ants are eliminated. Dripping is impossible. It truly is the, all capital letters, perfect feeder."
Hell yeah. Finally.
So they analyzed hundreds of museum specimens going back to 1861. They checked out, these are specimens not of feeders, but of birds. They looked at the birds specimens going through the years. They looked at the proliferation based on advertising of these hummingbird feeders.
Wow.
And they went, as feeders became more common, hummingbirds have developed longer, more tapered bills that can hold a larger volume of liquid.
Wow. We're doing it. We're fucking up nature with our goofy pastimes.
Yeah. Post-World War II, they say you especially see a jump in the distribution of these traits. We were taking a breath. We were taking a breath and looking at the hummingbirds and being like, I cannot read the news.
That's right.
I cannot read the news.
Just give me a beautiful little bird. That's all I want.
So the study, they're using these old specimens. It's not analyzing the DNA. It's not analyzing the genes. But it's looking like this is what happened. And instead of a shape to fit like manzanita or gooseberry blossoms, post-feeder beaks designed to scoop up sugary fuel as fast as possible. These are truly American birds.
Love it.
We love to scoop up sugary fuel as quickly as possible here.
No need to worry about getting it from the flower or the fruit.
Why would I eat a healthy breakfast when this protein bar says it have everything?
That's right.
Protein bar just as good, but also these birds, their beak shapes change to improve their fighting skills.
Oh, because you got to compete for that feeder time.
You have to protect your food source.
1, 2, 3, go, or I'm going to punch you in the face.
Right, because a hummingbird feeder is basically like the equivalent of hundreds of flowers together in one place.
It's the spot.
We're making junkies.
We're making hummingbird junkies.
We're making junkies,
man.
dude.
They're hooked on that sauce, baby.
They're hooked on the sauce. We're raising the populations. We're making them more aggressive.
You know, all the hummingbirds can tell the other hummingbird that it's just hooked on the feeder stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can see a little bend in your beak.
No, no, man, no. It's just as good as the you're so with your lifestyle. Like, if you want to do this like hippie clean living thing, that's fine for you. There's nothing wrong with the way I live my life. I'm
just saying, I never felt better. You know, I'm eating berries. I'm going to flowers.
Good for you. But you know what? You know what? Don't act like you're so much better than me, because you and I used to hit those feeders 5, 6, 7 days in a row. You were on the benders with me. So don't act like you're better than me.
Look, I haven't done a feeder in 6 weeks, baby. I've never felt better.
Good. Oh, good for you.
Look at how fast my wings are flapping.
Mr. Holier than thou. Yeah, look how fast your wings are flapping. Look how fast my beak is stabbing. Why is it so sharp?
You're optimized for violence.
I have become danger. So yeah, there you go. I just think it's interesting. 3 stories from 3 concerned citizens.
Love it.
Talking about
all them burbs.
How these birds are affecting us and how we're affecting the birds.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, we're allowed to affect the birds. Don't let those birds affect you. Don't put up with their bullshit.
Yeah, it's a one-way street. We got to stay on top of it and make sure we're messing up nature, not the other way around.
That's right.
I don't like it when nature impedes on my fun. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you for saying what we were all thinking.
Also, give me back my wallet, bird, and my bologna sandwich.
Let us know, if you're up in the Discord with us, let us know some cool. We've got a bird pranks channel in the Discord where you can post like weird animal stuff, but also just like let us know about cool birds and things you've seen. I love seeing a cool bird. Yeah. If you want to join that Discord, it's super easy to do so. Just head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
And if you have a little extra scratch to give us, hey, support the show. Make sure we continue. And you'll get extra video, bonus episodes, that stuff that you hear us talking about at the beginning when the episode starts. It's a whole conversation that you get by supporting the show at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.